All right, everybody, we are live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome to the AC Show. I am Aaron, aka the Handy Outdoor Nerd, and this lovely gentleman to my left is...
I'm Chris, aka MrCarrellScience. How's everybody doing tonight?
So, had a little bit of a delay there. StreamYard decided to kind of glitch me out right whenever I told it to hit broadcast. So I had to jump back in. So finally we are live now. And I just tweeted out that we are live.
Hashtag retweeting.
So I see that in chat we've got 3D Printing Viking and One Raz. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you're all having a great time wherever you are in the world. All right, so we've got a couple of things we're going to talk about today, 3D printing related.
What's up, Raz?
So there's everything we usually get is from my brain's a little fried. All 3DP. Chris has what he wants to pull up from there, and I've got a thing I'm going to pull it from there, and then I'm going to kind of show you guys a little trick on how you can get your own miniatures for 3D printing for free that you have to pay zero cost on. So, all right. So today we are going to start off with talking about a topic. I'm going to pull my screen up. So this weekend there is a live stream going on. And there we go. A little inception for everybody. All right, so the live stream is with 1440 Makers. So if you haven't heard about 1440 Makers, it's everybody in the 3D printing community coming together to help do a 24-hour live stream. So 1440 Makers is hosting it. And then every hour, every couple of hours, you get a different host or a couple different hosts at the same time, co-hosts, I should say, joining in to help with the stream, to help promote this charity for the people affected in the Australian brushfires. So we're going to be doing that this weekend. If you're in the United States, it starts at 5 a.m. New York Central Time. And I live here in Missouri, and it starts at 4 o'clock my time. And I will be on the 6 o'clock hour doing I don't know what. I will be talking, trying to help promote. There's a bunch of files on there. I will show you some files. Give me just a minute. I'm going to pop this down real quick. And then I'm going to get into the actual photos. Don't want anyone's information to be going out.
Oh, by the way, that theme music that we played at the beginning, which was totally sick, by the way, bensound.com, it was called Creative Minds, and I thought how fitting, you know?
Oh, yeah. All right.
Ooh, Little Idea? That sounds like a good song. It just sounds like it.
Well, Twitter doesn't want to do that for me. Let's see if I can click in. Does okay, there we go. That one works there. It's just giving me a little trouble, so I gotta find a workaround. Okay. All right. Now that that's squared away, I can share my screen again. Okay, so these are just a few of the models that are going to be up that you can pay some money to get to help donate to the foundation to help with all those affected. So it's a firefighter that's got a kangaroo and a koala. And I don't remember what this creature is called.
Is that a
But those,
possum?
no, it's not a possum. It's some. Don't know what it's called. I can't quite remember what it's called. But
Australia, man, you never know.
yeah, in Australia, you never quite know what ones are. So let's go back there. So 1440 Makers is where you're going to want to go to. And do that again. Just it is on Twitter at 1440 Makers. You can find it on YouTube, 1440 Makers, and on Facebook at 1440 Makers. If you Google it, you can find it at 1440 Makers. It will pop up.
So do you know what the significance of 1440 Makers is?
Honestly, I can't remember what the significance of 1440 Makers is. Do you?
Okay, so the way it works is you guys are doing a live stream. It's going to last how long? 24 hours?
It's 24 hours.
And it's going to be a different person every hour that's hosting the stream?
It is a different person. Well, I know there's a couple people on there. I know our good friend, BV3D, aka Brian Vines, will be on there on one of the hours. And I know one of our favorite Aussies, JT, will be on there. And these are a few of the sponsors. So we got 3D Gloop, which I'm proud to say is here in Missouri. They are in St. Louis. So shout out to 3D Gloop, and a big thanks to them for being one of the sponsors. You got Mosaic, you got Wise, you got the Wise Cam company, you got E3D. E3D is always out there helping out. They usually will do stuff like that. You got Filament One, you got Prusa, you got good old Joseph Prusa's research. You got our good friend Josh at Alien 3D. You got Print Solid, you got Magidoo. I mean, look at all those guys. It's just amazing. So we greatly appreciate the sponsors that are going to be helping out and being part of the giveaway to help raise money for this event.
That's
okay.
Awesome.
So I wanted to kind of do that and give a shout out to all of them. Everybody greatly appreciates these companies. I greatly appreciate them. And without them, it can be done to help give more money to them. But this just helps every bit to help people be enticed. So I know each hour you do the giveaway, you can enter in to do the giveaway, but you can only enter in if you win the one time. You can't enter in and be a winner again after that. You only got that 1 hour. If you win, you can't win again. And at the very end of it, excuse me, there is going to be a raffle drawing. I'm not sure if it's of the people that didn't win or just everybody. And I want to say it's probably the people that didn't win. And then there's going to be a big raffle drawing at the very end.
So, okay, so those files that are up for sale, are they individually, or is it like you donate a certain amount and you get like a package, like a zip file?
So those are on. Oh, what is the? He told me what it is on. Oh. I know Welbot, our good friend Welbot uses it. I think it starts with a G.
Gumroad.
Gumroad. Yes, that's it. Gumroad.
Oh,
Yes, good on
so
you,
much
mate.
knowledge in the noggin, I tell you.
Yeah, so they will be on Gumroad, and you can purchase them, and anything purchased on those will go 100% of the profits to the charity to help with the fires, and you will be able to separately donate if you wanted to. You don't have to go and buy the files. You can donate separately. So you can do that right there. I've kind of been in talk with him a little bit off and on Twitter. So I was actually going to see if he would come on, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to. He just woke up a little bit ago.
Perfect.
So, which is fine. But I wanted to, try to get as much information that I know out there. So the station I work at, we did a segment on it earlier in the week, and Friday morning for the newscast, we're going to do another segment. So we'll get some more information out there on the giveaways and everything for all of that.
That's excellent. That's really cool. Yeah, I think that's something that's been on everybody's minds the last little while, is just thinking about, those fires, the people who are displaced, the people who are, losing their lives, and anytime something like that happens, my heart goes out to them. My prayers, my thoughts are with everybody who's there, who's suffering because of that, and I hope that we can get it under control soon.
Yeah. I did see Angus tweeting and some messages between him and somebody else that it's devastating just how bad it is. And most of you should probably know who Angus is, Maker's Muse, and he's affected. We there's several people I know in the 3D printing community. You got Maker's Muse, you got Welbot, you got JT, you got I think Cat's there, you got oh, my brain just died. Theresa out there as well. So there's so many more makers that are there, and just all the other people that are there and affected by it. I did see on the news the other day that one of the planes that they had dumping the chemicals to help put out the fires went down, and they lost 3 of the firefighter people in that crash just the other day.
Posting on social media really quick.
Okay. So yeah. So our thoughts and our prayers go out to everybody down in Australia that are suffering from this. And the worst thing is, it's not something that naturally happened. There was, I think, around 200 people that did a coordinated, I guess you could say, attack and set all these fires. Because there's been at least 200 arrests due to this. So our thoughts and our prayers go out to everybody affected by it, and we will try to do what we can for those on raising funds this weekend. So tune in, and anything you can donate is greatly appreciated. There's going to be some great people on talking, and I think some of the companies are going to come on themselves. Some of the sponsors possibly come on themselves and talk. If I'm reading it correctly.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
But the fact of the matter that they're actually sponsoring.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Hey, what's up, Michael? How you doing?
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and change some topics. I know it's like 15 minutes of talking about that, but you know it's well deserved, and we'll kind of probably touch on it at the very end again. Alrighty. So so we're going to do some cool prints. We'll change topics with cool prints. And I will show my print. It is not super cool like somebody's print.
Mine's pretty cool.
But it gave me a discovery and an opportunity to make and do something on the stream. So now I don't know who all of you have watched all of Chris's videos, but he has done a video of Apache tears. Chris, you want to explain to them?
Yeah, so Apache tears are a type of obsidian type rock. Basically, there's a little bit of volcanic activity in my area, and then there's these little tiny igneous rocks that you can find in a really specific area. You can't hardly find them anywhere, but essentially there's little obsidian rocks. They look just like regular black rocks. They don't even look shiny, but when you hold them up to a light, you can actually see through them. It actually lets the light through, and you can see that it's actually an obsidian glass. So it's pretty sweet.
That's pretty sweet. So, and reason I bring this up, because I was showing this to Chris, and he said it reminds him of that. So, after cool prints, we'll kind of get into the little bit discussion on this. So, some of you know, if you've watched our show and my channel, that I've done tabletop, 3D printing tabletop before, because I've done Pathfinder, D&D kind of stuff. Now, this is not the most sexy print out there. I mean, from the distance, you can't quite tell. I mean, it's complete. It's there. It was supposed to be 100% infill. It did not do 100% infill. I printed it on my new printer that doesn't have adequate cooling, and so it's got strings on it. But this is the print, and as you can see right here, excuse me, you can actually see transparency through it. So if I were to shine a light, there you go. Ah, I got your Apache tear.
Here's an Apache tear. So it just looks like a regular rock, and then what? Woo, woo.
There you go.
Learn how StreamYard works, huh? Let me find a different one here.
So
you can see it if you put it in just the right spot.
Yeah. There you go.
You can kind of see it. I got a better one here. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you are.
So it lights up the whole rock, but if you look at it, it just looks like a regular rock, but with it's translucent, so you can see through it. It's pretty cool.
So yeah. So yeah, so it's got some glitches in it, some issues, and I'll get into that a little in here in a little bit on that, and some of the issues I ran into on printing this file. But we will turn it over to this lovely man to do his cool prints.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about this. So last week on the show, we were talking about Print-A-Brick, which is 3D Printing Professor's new Kickstarter that he's going to drop soon. That is basically, right now he's talking about modular mechs, which is just a bunch of bricks you can put together. Then he's got a bunch of accessories that snap onto them so you can make some little mechs. And so what I did is I 3D printed a little set of these bricks that he graciously sent me the file. Thank you so much, by the way. If you happen to be watching this show, thank you so much for these little files. They're pretty cool. Basically, I just kind of 3D printed a bunch of these little accessories, and then I 3D printed these little blocks, snap them together, and then it's got like a little missile launcher attached to it. It's got this little thing here, shoulder attached to it. It's got a Gatling gun, a little cannon on the side, a dome. It's pretty cool. There's a lot that you can do with it, and it's just these little blocks. It's just these little blocks that print, and then they have these little connectors. It's hard to see on this little camera, but have these little connectors that snap into the blocks, and then you can take 2 bricks with the connector and snap them together. And it's kind of Joe's version of Legos. And so I was putting these together, and I was really doing it for my 6-year-old. He likes to make and build stuff, especially with me. And so I was like, I'm gonna 3D print, a bunch of these little bricks and just let him play with it for a little bit. But these little teeny tiny connectors, they would often get lost, or they were hard to work with. Elliot wasn't able to actually press them in or anything. And so I decided, maybe I could just print them a little bit bigger. In fact, when Joe sent me the files, he said maybe you should print them a little bit bigger. So I decided to print them a little bit bigger. No,
By a little bit, he means 200% scale.
The thing is about 200% scale is 200% scale is a little bit misleading, because you say 200% scale, and what that does is it scales it twice as long, twice as wide, and twice as tall. So 200% scale is actually 8 times the size. 8 of these little cubes will fit inside of this big cube. And then it works in the same way, where you just take the little adapters, these little connectors, and you snap them in. Now, the way that these are designed, though, is they're built with 0 tolerance, and these little connectors are supposed to flex slightly so that they can fit inside of the bricks. And the problem that I had when I printed this is that printing them so much larger, they don't flex as much. And so trying to get them together, it's a little bit more of a challenge than I had anticipated. Come on. Oof, almost. Ugh. So I can get them together, but there's no way these are ever coming apart ever again. But I think these are really sweet, because I've got these little chicken legs that can go on there. If I just put a little connector in here, snap a chicken leg on, if I can. Oh geez. Yeah, you just gotta pound on it, Why use a big wrench as a hammer when a little wrench will do? So put a connector in the other side. Snap my other chicken leg on. You just gotta give it a nice little love tap there. There we go. And then you could easily build up your little mech body on top of this. So pretty sweet. Definitely look forward to that Kickstarter coming out. We'll probably be bringing it up a little bit, because I think both of us plan on backing it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh certainly. Now the thing that Joe did say about this one is I believe he said he was going to do it at $10 to back it instead of 20 or something.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little more affordable. Yeah, because I've backed the last couple of Kickstarters. I did the Chivimals and the low poly dinos. If you guys pay attention to the stream, last week I pulled out my gigantic stash of low poly dinos that I printed for my son's Valentine's Day gifts. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Printing them at 200% scale is really cool if you want to make it into a toy, but this is a permanent toy. These are not ever coming apart without breaking. So if you want the take apart ability, yeah, you could read. Well, the thing is, Michael, it's the thing about the connector is that it was meant to be printed this big, and so this is the size of it, and it does come apart decently. It's not the easiest to get apart, but it does come apart. Whereas the larger one, it just wasn't meant to be printed so large.
Yeah, and if you sit there and take them apart and put them together more often, you will kind of wear it down, so it has a little more of that ease of use.
Yeah, and that is one of the reasons why Joe sent me the file, is so that I could kind of test it out, see how well they work together, see what I thought about it, recruit my kids to play with them for a little while, and see is there anything that needs to be fixed or redesigned. One of the things that he's concerned about is with these being for little kids, this is a very
small size,
esophagus-sized shape. And so he's worried that kids are going to put these in their mouths and then they're going to swallow them and choke on them. And so one of the things that I suggested is to just take this hole that's meant for the connector and just punch it all the way through, so that if it does get stuck in a kid's throat, there's an air hole that they'll be able to breathe through until they're able to get it out. But that's just that this is he's in the iteration process, where you take you design, you redesign, you design, you redesign until you get something you're happy with. One thing that I haven't been able to quite figure out yet, though, is how to get the connector out. Once you've got the connector in, I know that it's meant to flex, and I guess with a pair of pliers I could probably pull it, but I just wonder if it's going to break trying to get it out. These, to me, so I know that the reason why he made them this size is because it makes it the same size as a Lego, or a popular construction brick that shall not be named. Voldemort bricks. Yeah, we'll call them Voldemort bricks. So he made these so they'd be the same size as a Voldemort brick, which really makes sense, because the idea is that you'd be able to make a little panel that snaps on here that would then have little rivets sticking out, so it would connect to this specific Voldemort unnamed brick. But to me, they're just a little bit too small for little kids to be able to use them effectively. I think they're just too small. That's my opinion. But this right here, this is amazing. I absolutely love this. This is great.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. But it was a lot of printing, I'll tell you. These giant bricks and mech parts took almost 40 hours of printing, just to get this little stash of them. So I don't know that I recommend going so big, but we'll see where this project goes.
Oh yeah. All right. So do you want to pop up your little story from All 3DP, and then I will do mine after that?
I can do that.
All right.
I think. As long as my computer doesn't freak out.
Oh, so also down in the description below, everybody, we have a link to multiple people's YouTube channels and Twitter accounts. So I've been kind of working on trying to get different makers out there. So got a link down there in the description for multiple ones. We got Brian Vines, we got Welbot, we got 3D Printing Professor, we've got Jimmy, we've got JoshGotBored, we've got I'm spacing on everyone I just said. Let's see. Pop up my notes. There we go.
I'm telling you, man, we got to have some music going in the back of this stream. I don't know how to do it with StreamYard and do it appropriately, but.
Okay, so yeah, we got Brian Vines. We got Garth, a.k.a. Welbot. We got Mr. Wright, Jeffrey Wright. Print 3D channel. We've got 3D Printing Professor. We've got Make It with Calvin, Jimmy, and Josh Got Bored. I will be adding more as we go on. So if you guys have any makers out there that you think need a shout out, or you want your channel promoted, OneRaz, I need to toss you on there too. So I will get that done here after a bit. So, all right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, there you go.
So I was looking at all 3DP today, and every week they post some article, 50 things that you have to 3D print, and it's a lot of times I think probably me more than Aaron, because I like to make fun of stuff even though I really shouldn't. I kind of make fun of them because I'm like, seriously, who would ever print this stuff? Like, it's always like 50 things you have to 3D print first when you get a printer, and it's always like 17 different iterations of a calibration cube and a couple benchies. This one is 50 plus Star Wars models to 3D print. So we can go through a few of them. The first one that it's talking about is the Child, aka Baby Yoda. Everyone's calling it Baby Yoda. I personally think that we should go with the Child. That is what the name is on the show, on The Mandalorian. So I definitely think that we should be going with the Child and not Baby Yoda,
or the youngling. I mean,
I'm a big fan of the subtitles because I have I don't know if it's really a hearing problem. My wife just calls it selective hearing because I only hear what I want to hear, but I have a hard time hearing stuff, and rather than blast the speaker so loud that everyone in my house is complaining because they can't hear anything else besides the TV, I always have the subtitles on, and in the subtitles they call him the Child. So I'm going with the Child.
Yeah. They say the Child, and I do subtitles all the time, especially if you have a kid. It makes it kind of nice because you've got to watch something you want it to be quiet. You can just see it.
Exactly. Mini Chewbacca. Oh, the Mandalorian ship.
Yeah.
Didn't you print this?
I did. I printed the Razor Crest in 2 pieces, and my print warped off of my print bed both times, but I still stuck it together with 3D glue.
A Jawa. The Mandalorian helmet. This has been a really big thing lately. Everyone's wanting to print the Mandalorian helmet, and I've seen a lot on 3D printing groups. They're like, how do you guys get your helmets to stick? I can't get my helmet to stick because it's got some really strange curved edges on the bottom that don't touch the build plate. And so you have to do it with supports like everywhere. And I mean everywhere.
Yep.
It's not easy to print. The IG-11.
Yep.
Pretty sweet. The Minotaur skull. Mandalorian rifle. I think it looks sweet in that clear resin.
That looks pretty cool.
I'm not a huge fan of little tiny props though. I would have to print it much larger.
Oh yeah.
If I was gonna print something like that.
Not
a fan. Not a fan. No, I teach middle school. I see this every day. The Rebel Alliance ring with the little iris that opens and closes.
Which is from which movie? Come on.
Last Jedi. I know it was in The Last Jedi.
It was in The Last Jedi.
Because I just watched Last Jedi not that long ago. That girl Rose had it. She gave it to that little kid, right?
Yep.
She showed the little kid so that he wouldn't call the cops or whatever. Darth Vader statue. I'm all for 3D printing Darth Vader. See, this is what I'm talking about. Stormtrooper blaster.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing that I wish that I didn't work at a school just like a little bit, because how sweet would it be to have this like up like in your office? You know what I mean? Like in your
Well,
little cubicle, like hanging up on the wall.
once I get my printer all tuned in finally and printing and get a better cooling fan, I might just print that.
Because it's pretty sweet. X-wing fighter. I love the paint job on that, man. Look at that.
That's really, they did some great weathering on that.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, I wish that I was better at finishing prints as well. Snow Speeder.
T-47. Yep.
Yeah. Also very nice print job.
Kylo's
Kylo
lightsaber.
Ren. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of the guard. I don't know. The Kylo Ren lightsaber, I don't know. It's like the Darth Maul lightsaber that's like double edged. You know, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know.
I understand.
Boba Fett statue. See, and I am curious the relationship between Boba Fett and the Mandalorians. Just curious.
Yes.
Because there's not much information about it, and I'm wondering if the Mandalorian heads in a direction that it's going to reveal information about that. But
yes, thermal detonator.
thermal detonator.
I do need to print me one of those.
The Princess Leia blaster.
Yeah.
Simple, elegant. Star Wars keychain. Lightsaber pencil top. It says lightsaber pencil top, but I don't see any way that you could put this on a pencil. Am I crazy?
Oh, I think you just put the eraser on the inside of it, and then the end of the pencil would stick out that you can write with.
Oh, so this is a full pencil right here.
Yeah.
It just looks tiny. Jabba the Hutt. Jabba. Millennium Falcon cufflinks.
Oh, that's
I
kind
mean,
of
that's
cool.
some dedication right there. If you
That'd be a nice resin print.
Yes, that's a perfect application for resin printing. Darth Maul. See the Darth Maul with the double lightsaber. I don't know. I don't know why I just can't get into it. Star Destroyer keychain. All right,
Okay.
I can get into that. The Luke Skywalker lightsaber, the old school original. Okay, I'm alright with that. Low poly. I'm really a huge fan of low poly anything. I don't know why. It's just easier to print, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. I just think it looks good. The OG Star Wars logo. That's what I'm talking about. The new Stormtrooper helmet that started in the new trilogy that we've got.
Yeah.
This definitely has
Low quality.
It's low quality. It's got a lot of sharp edges. It's not very round. So I don't know if that's something that just needs to be finished better, or if
yeah. So I think it's meant to be low poly, but then you finish it to where it's got that detail on it.
The AT-AT. This is motorized, they're saying.
Yes. So I've looked at that one and I've thought about printing it. I was just like, that would be kind of cool. You get a 9-volt in there, and it just kind of turn on and off, and it's got the motor, so it actually walks, which is pretty cool.
It says that it's 69 pieces to print. That's wow.
Well, you got all the gears on the inside, so
that I might have to try that one out. A bookend. Low poly. Again, I like low poly stuff. If it's meant to be low poly, I feel like this wasn't really meant to be low poly. It was just like, I don't really know how to model it better, so I'm just gonna do this and pretend. But you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. The Millennium Falcon. I want a 3D print a Millennium Falcon so bad. I just need like 8,000 shelves everywhere, and I can just print stuff and just throw it up. I've been thinking. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm thinking about, this is my little YouTube studio corner, and I've been thinking about putting some shelves right here so that I can display some of my 3D prints and have them in the background of my videos. I've been thinking about making some shelves and having a little drawer that actually pulls out that I can store stuff inside whenever I'm filming videos and doing live streams and stuff like that. It's an idea I've had for a while, but I don't know. My wife's not super keen on it, so I don't know. Let's see what else we got. The Imperial Shuttle. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks super nice.
All one piece.
Yeah. Oof, look at that destroyer, dude.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about. That's gorgeous.
Low poly.
Low poly. More low poly. The ATST.
Yo.
This one does not walk. But that's all right.
Han Solo's.
Solo blaster.
All right, now don't scroll any farther. Now, what is it called? What is it called? What is the actual name of it?
I don't know.
DL-44.
What you got?
DL-44 blaster.
Well, it doesn't say that on the picture anyway. So
But it's the DL-44.
Oh, the DL-44. Here it is.
See?
Well, I'm sorry. You're making me look foolish. Michael, I haven't seen the last movie yet either. Episode.
I have.
Don't you dare ruin it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi dies.
Oh my gosh. I went to watch episode 7 with my older brother, and he's like, we're driving in the car, and he's notorious for ruining stuff, like notorious for it. And he's like, don't worry, I haven't looked up any spoilers for it. I have no idea what's going on. And I was like, great, just don't tell me anything that's gonna happen. And we're like walking into the movie theater, and he looks over and goes, I heard that Han Solo pulls a Bill Murray. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, oh, you know how in Ghostbusters, Bill Murray didn't want to be in the sequel, so he just had himself killed off really fast? And I was like, what? And then I'm sitting there, and I watch Han Solo walk out onto that little walkway in episode 7, and I was like, Steven, I hate you right now. I cannot believe you just ruined that. Oh, he just ruined it. Anyways, cookie cutter. I'm all about the cookie cutter. I'm not sure what this looks like. You know how in episode 7, how Kylo Ren has the smashed up Darth Vader helmet?
That's what it is. It's Darth Vader's melted helmet.
I sure hope that it's supposed to be melted.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Han Solo and carbonite. Excellent resin print right there.
Yep, I was going to say, you can tell that's definitely resin.
Yeah. R2-D2 egg cup.
Do people really eat eggs like that anymore?
I don't know. Anybody in chat, do you guys eat eggs with an egg cup? You know, I just kind of eat my egg, you know?
Well, and I can't quite remember. I mean, it's not like a hard-boiled egg that they do it like that. It's kind of like a soft boiled in it.
Yeah, so you crack the top,
and then you scoop it out and eat it.
Yeah.
Birdhouse?
I like this. A birdhouse. Yeah, Death Star birdhouse. That would be pretty sick if you could print it large enough.
Oh, totally.
If you could print it large enough so that your neighbors could see it. This is something that your neighbors would have to be able to see. Like you're not gonna hang up a Death Star in your backyard and not want your neighbors to see it, you know. Lightsaber stands, all right. So you have
Vader's and Luke's.
You print the sabers, and then you have little labels that so everybody can know whose it is. Yes. The light switch plate. The light sides turn the light on. The dark side turn the light off.
Sith, yeah. So Jedi and Sith. Well, I've also seen it say light side, dark side.
Mm-hmm. K2SO.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm a little almost offended at the name K2SO because K2SO4 is like sulfuric acid. And so, like, I feel like they were a little lazy with the name. You know, it's not like a unique name. It reminds me of chemistry, which, I mean, I'm a science teacher. I like chemistry, but at the same time, like, I just feel like they could have gone for some more originality.
Yep.
The U-Wing. That's a fan design. There's a Darth Vader melted helmet there. looked like it was ABS printed smooth. Ooh. That is a sick looking case. Oh, that reminds me. Did you see the Beskar phone case?
I did.
That was super cool. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of that later. Star Wars snowflakes.
I printed a lot of those. I've printed a lot.
I was gonna say I saw you.
That exact file, that set. So I printed a lot, which actually I sent to Joe for his Christmas tree.
I'm all about the TIE Fighter. TIE Fighter versus X-Wing. TIE Fighter for me wins the style points every time. I love the TIE Fighter. Super sweet. Oh, let's just move on. Let's not even talk about the fidget spinners.
There you go. The
ATTE Walker.
Got your tank.
And then
Phasma's helmet.
I don't know. I mean, it's all right.
Ray's little speeder bike.
Oh, that's a quadcopter. So you attach, so you can fly it around like a drone. Okay, that's Luke Skywalker on the back though, which is a little weird.
I know it. TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter. Okay. Ooh, I don't know what that is. What is that?
Well, what did it say? Dark hologram?
Yeah, what the heck is that?
Holocron? Well, the Dark Holocron, you won't know because you've not seen the last movie.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
It's from the last movie. It's a Death Star.
Death Star. All right. All right. So that's it. That was a lot of talking on my part, a lot of stuff. But that's no moon. That's right, Mike.
All right.
Call you Mike? I feel like I need to call you Mike. I just hope that's fine.
All right, time for a little inception going on. Now, this goes back to the little mini figurine. So Hero Forge raised in their Kickstarter that they did $1.7 million. So now they're kind of trying to get it set up so you can 3D print a full colored custom miniature. Excuse me. Let's go and hide that. But I mean, check out that mini. I mean, look at that color. So you'll be able to go through multiple things and select what color you want the wings kind of blend into, the sword flames. I mean, the little fox.
That's such a sweet man. Like that full color like that is just so cool.
So I mean, it's not a really big story, but that is pretty cool. And by the time that this was released, it says with 23 days left to go in their Kickstarter. So it is still going on, I believe, because this was 2 days ago. So that is pretty cool. Now, in the note, I don't know if you guys ever tried to use Hero Forge. It costs for your figurine, even to get the file to download. Now, there's also another one. Now, you can be a desktop hero.
Be a desktop hero.
All right, so this is a figurine. So, gotta just kind of go and show you kind of how to do this. So you select your race. Oh, let's go to this too. So how I'm going to be using that figurine. So I go to my little mini figurine here, and I tell it to slice. I'm just going to let it do what it's going to do. Now, the upside to it being like this messed up file, which you can see how messed up it is. It's just hollow. It's supposed to be 100% infill, and it's not. For whatever reason, Idea Maker is having the worst luck trying to slice this. The platform, perfectly fine. But the model just could not do it. So I'm not sure. I loaded it up into multiple programs. I even have it here in my key detects slicer for Kira, and it looks like it's going to print fine. I haven't printed in it yet. I will try that. So you got a couple different types of skeletons you can choose. Tiefling, I want to say that's how you pronounce it. Elf, and then humans. So I'm just going to go and select a human. So it generates the human here. And so you've got your left mouse button and your right mouse. Your right mouse button will let you move like this. Your left one lets you pan around. If you hold both down, you can pan side to side. If you're already rotating. And then your...
I found that Beskar phone case, by the way.
What's that?
I found that Beskar phone case, by the way.
Awesome. All right, so I will show you kind of how to do this a little bit. So you can select your body, kind of select how you want your person to be. Let's give this guy a nice beard. So you can do your outfits. Now, certain outfits cost.
They cost?
Certain ones will.
Okay, but I mean, but that's cool because it's totally like customizable.
Oh yeah, it's so customizable.
That's sweet.
That's just weird that it's doing that. Let's see if I can't get to reload. It's almost like there's two people there. Let's refresh. Now it's probably just lagging on my end for everything. Okay, well, it's just generating the girl. So let's just go back. So you got your body. You can select, I think, more with the female than you can the guy. Because, I mean, look, you got your beards. So it doesn't give you a lot of different options. Hair, horns. Yeah, so it just says fantasy. Things like that are going to cost you. Body. It's not wanting to load. So let's go back to the female where most things are loading. So once you get through on what you want, clothing, items, as you see, like your items here, the fantasy ones, these are going to cost you. These ones are free. And you can do poses. So there's this pose, this pose, this pose, this pose, this pose. So you can have someone like summoning fire, kind of. I mean, and this would actually take minimal supports. If you leave the hand like this, you just got to support that arm there. And see this skirt right here? This skirt costs $2.
You think that it has something to do with the way that those, the way that the pieces are generated onto the model that caused your slicer to freak out?
I think so. But see, then there's a lower kind of.
So someone in chat, 3D prints and retro gaming with Heath, is asking for a link to this website.
Okay, yeah.
Is it just desktophero3d.com?
It's desktophero3d.com. I'll toss it into the comments. So there you guys go, desktophero3d.com. And I'm going to go back into it. So once you get your pose, it's kind of close to how you want. Let's go with, you know what, let's do this one. I like this one. I was messing with this pose last night. Let's toss in an item. Now, when you grab an item, you have to tell it to attach. And then you see you get your dots. And you can attach it to there. Mounts. base, pose, items. And see, you also get your different items. See, bows, this bow costs an arrow cost, this one's free. You got firearms you can toss into it. You got space blasters. I mean, there's a lot of different items you can choose from. I had fun with this last night. Staff. All right, so I can select the broom and add the broom into the same part as the axe. So I have got a broom with a axe handle, axe head. So you can fly, have it as like a witch where she can fly away. Now, if you look at this here, the fingers are not quite proportionate how it should be for it. So you click on your character, tell it to do bones. Once you do bones, you scoot over and you want to select this bottom one here and you rotate it out, and then you select the next one, like it's proper one selected, and rotate that in. There we go. And then same over here. Just got to rotate. So you can pose your character however you want your character to be posed. It takes a good amount of time to do this, but also you got to watch where you're clicking sometimes whenever you're going to move around. I'll do what I just did. Tweak the finger sideways. But then you just kind of just rotate bit by bit, and you can make your person grasp an item. And that's kind of all it takes, is just a little bit of work. And you can choose your characters, and like you say, if you don't like a pose, you can manipulate it and just kind of figure it out bit by bit.
I just saw your text. Like 4 hours later.
That's funny. So bit by bit, you can kind of manipulate it, and then you'll have a pose. Now, if you reset it, it will completely reset that finger. So if you have it on all the other parts, but this will reset the entire pose for the hand back to its main default pose there. And if you click your joint, you can rotate, so it keeps it attached to it. Now, once all that's done, click another joint. Actually click the joint. There we go. And you can rotate in multiple different spots. So that's how you do that there. So then you just tell it to add to cart. This is a coworker of mine.
Oh my goodness.
She didn't realize.
You were on live, dude. I'm sorry.
You're all good.
She's like, okay, it's weird that you're telling me this right now, but
yeah. So then you just tell it to add to cart, and then once it's added to cart, you can see that you can download it for free, or it's going to cost. And it says which thing you need to change. Like on that one is the skirt, and then you don't have to worry about that. Now that is a sweet phone case.
it's kind of low quality because it's on such a big screen, but it's really cool. I think it would be sweet to have something like this that was like milled aluminum or something, so that as it's milled, you can actually add that wavy pattern into it. Yeah,
you could also hydrate it.
You could. Yeah, I think it would be really sweet. But just think about having like a milled aluminum phone case. Like that just is sweet.
That would be cool. I'd probably want a little pattern, a little cushion for it. So what I would do is take the flexible filament, print so it fits right inside. That way you have the hard outside, but a nice soft inside for your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, we've now come to the part of the show, Aaron,
yes.
where I've got to seriously ask you about this new filament that I just got in, this little sample.
Yes.
So if you guys are new to the show, maybe you don't know, I subscribe to the Alien 3D UFO mystery box, and every month it comes with a set of filaments with a new project, so that you can try out some filaments that otherwise you maybe wouldn't get a chance to try out. And this month I got in my kit some carbon fiber filament. And so I've been really thinking about what would I do with some carbon fiber filament, and I've been trying to come up with some ideas, and I want to ask you guys' opinion. What's a good project that I could do with carbon fiber filament?
Well, we talked about doing the gears for your bot.
I think that would be really cool. I'm looking at making that robot into like a little 3-pound beetle weight bot. I just think that would be a really good size to have it. But I don't know. I'm just so bad at modeling stuff that I know that I'd mess it up.
Well, it wouldn't be too hard. I know a certain handy outdoor nerd that's got a gear tutorial on YouTube. Are you there, Chris? I'm not sure if that was me or him. This is not saying anything on my end. And I lost Chris. See if he comes back. All right. So on my little mini here, I'm going to use my idea maker slicer and have it slice so I can make a horde of zombies that way with it, which would be kind of cool to do. And then just use other ones with it so I can have just regular figurines, but I'll have them sliced and posed for making them zombies. And try to do as least amount of supports as possible. So yeah. And I don't know if Chris is coming back. I mean, he was pounding on his stuff, so I don't know what happened. All right, let's see. I'll pull this up real quick. Message. So his laptop just kind of died on him. I know the pain. Let's see if we can't get him back here in just a minute. Dang it. So yeah, that's kind of my idea, is kind of use Idea Maker, and it's got a problem slicing. I don't know why it's doing that, because I've done that with all my miniatures I've done. So I'll use that to make a zombie horde this way. And then I'll use other slicers and see how that works, and see if there's something wrong with it downloading from them that's causing it to do this when it prints. So does anybody have any questions, 3D printed related or anything? I can answer. Aha! There he is.
I'm back, baby. Can't keep me down for long. Sorry, no, my laptop just like freaked out. It just booted me out of StreamYard for some reason, and then it was like, oh, there's no internet access. And I was like, what are you talking about? There's no internet access.
There he is. That's what StreamYard did to me whenever we went to start the stream.
Yeah, it just booted me out, and then my laptop's so old and doesn't work, so I just, while I was waiting for it to boot up, I just started building my mech.
Nice. Nice.
Giganto mech. Yeah, although I'm realizing that I ran out of connectors. This is my last one, so now I'm forced to choose what I put on next. I put some shoulders on it, but I don't have any connectors to put on arms, and so now I'm like, what do I do? So I've got like a little hatch that I can put on the bottom, so it looks like you're entering, or I've got like these like a chest plate, or what's the other thing? I had another thing somewhere. Ooh, like a little vent. This looks sweet, like an exhaust vent. Put that on the backside. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So I think we're going to wrap it up for the night, and kind of say, at the beginning of the stream, we're promoting the 1440 Makers stream coming up this Saturday. So, I mean, not that far away.
Yeah, it should be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to check it out. I don't know if I'm going to check out Aaron's time slot because it's going to be way early in the morning for me.
Yeah.
No, it'll be
6
Yeah, it
o'clock
will
my,
be.
it'll
It'll
be
be
5 o'clock
early.
your time.
5 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not that early, but it is a Saturday, you know?
Well, I know that. I'm getting up early for it. So,
But you know, but it might be worth it. So I'll probably stop in and say hi.
but yeah, because I'll share the link on social media all over. Tomorrow I'll be posting some videos talking about it on probably the YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So if you guys haven't already checked out, my links are down in the description below, as well as this lovely man over here. His information to all of his social media outlets are down there, so you can check
Yeah.
all of his stuff out. And
Come
we've
check
got
me
a
out on
bunch.
social media.
Yeah, we got a plethora of other people down there that you can go ahead and check out. That like love to give a shout out to. I need to add more people to it. There's several, and down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about us doing a show that's pre-recorded at a point in time that we just kind of set in there in the chat and communicate with you guys, but the show goes on pre-recorded instead with, like, say, a guest to accommodate for their own time, because not everyone can be on at this time. What you guys think about something like that? And because we've got a wonderful guest coming up sometime soon. Well, I mean, when I say sometime soon, I mean soon, here in like a couple weeks. I'm super excited for this person to come on. I was happy and surprised that he responded.
We'll just say that he likes the same things as us.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's only about an 8-hour drive away from me too.
From me or you?
From me.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's close to you.
It's because I'm in the middle. But yeah, just let us know what you guys think about something like that. That's pre-recorded, and we'll kind of go from there at that part, where we are super excited to have him on, and we will kind of post some updates on the coming up slot for him. So yeah, so check out this weekend 1440 Makers. We hope that you all can make it to it, and if you can donate, it's always greatly appreciated to that. And yeah, so from there on, we greatly appreciate you all for coming to our stream tonight and joining in. We will catch you all later next week on this lovely man's channel. And until then, everybody, happy making. Take care. We'll see you then.
Stay cool.
Bye.